Going on, y'all? Sean here with my Transform Your Physical Health live stream, where I answer your health and fitness questions live, and I talk about health and fitness in the news. Okay, so if you have any health and fitness questions, you coming on here, make sure that you ask your questions in the chat. If you're watching this video and it's not live, then you can put questions in the description, and I'll be glad to answer those. All right, check it out. So the way I came across this is I saw what's the comedian's name? Godfrey something. But anyway, I came across hold on a second. I came across a video. Okay, he just usually goes by his first name, Godfrey. That he was doing joking about ramen noodles, and he was talking about a study that came out talking about how harmful they were. I couldn't I don't know if I really heard necessarily found the study that he was talking about per se. Um, but um, but I did find an old study from the same group. It was from Baylor University. Is that correct? Actually, I don't know if this study is from Baylor University, but it's in the Journal of Nutrition. And the title of the study is Instant Noodle Intake and Dietary Patterns Are Associated with Distinct Cardiometabolic Risk Factors in Korea. Now, talking about instant noodles, we're talking about ramen noodles. When I was a kid, we referred in my family, we referred to them as ramen noodles. And then I found out later that a lot of other people referred to them as Roman noodles. Okay. So call them what you will. I think the proper term is ramen. I call them ramen, call them Roman, or whatever. Anyhow, the whole reason we know, we know that ramen noodles aren't healthy. Now, of course, in this day and age, ramen noodles or ramen noodles are very, very popular. Um, restaurants and stuff. And of course, sometimes I wonder, are they like the same kind of noodles? Are they the same cheap noodles that you can buy in the Maruchan packs? Because if they are, that's very interesting to me. Because of them being so unhealthy. But like the main reason I even want to bring this up is hopefully you already knew this. Hopefully you already knew that those cheap noodles that you buy in that little pack, you follow the instructions, put them in the water, um, add the seasoning. I didn't know until recently that a lot of people would boil the noodles and then drain them and then add the seasoning. Guess it makes sense for the flavor, but that's beside the point. We added it to the water and noodles, but I didn't know. But anyway, how much those things cost? Now I can't remember. We didn't buy ramen noodles a whole lot, but we bought them some, and I remember being excited about it as a kid. It was like a ultra cheap meal, and I remember you could get chicken, beef, shrimp, and be kind of slurping your noodles up. But yeah, them things are cheap as I don't know what, man. It's like typically, like people say, you get what you pay for, and ramen noodles are ramen. I'm just gonna call them ramen because that's what I'm used to calling them. They're ultra cheap. Hold on a second. What I'm doing now is I'm pulling up an ingredients list for the Maruchan ramen noodles, and the ingredients include the following. So, enriched wheat flour, you have vegetable oil, preserved by TBHQ. I've seen that before, but I'm not totally sure of what it is. So we're going to look that up. Okay. Um Contains less than 1% of salt, soy sauce, potassium carbonate, sodium or sodium phosphate, sodium carbonate, turmeric, and then you have the soup base, which the ingredients are salt, sugar, monosodium glutamate (MSG), maltodextrin, hydrolyzed corn, wheat, and soy protein, turmeric, lactose, natural flavors, dehydrated vegetables. Okay, so there's a little vegetables in there. They're dehydrated and very minimal, but they're in there. Disodium inositol, disodium guanylate, vegetable oil, and then yeast extract and powdered cooked chicken. I didn't know there was a such thing as powdered cooked chicken. Like, what in the world is that? Anyway, what is this TBHQ stuff? So TBHQ is tertiary butyl hydroquinone. Quinone. How do you say that? Quinone. Quinone. I can't remember how to say that. It's a preservative. Okay, so it helps to extend shelf life and make stuff not go bad, but it is linked with a lot of health problems. Some people don't believe that it affects health, but the FDA says that in small amounts they consider it to be safe. But yeah, it's a preservative, in other words, just to make something last longer on the shelf. Okay, now here's the main thing. So there's a whole study. I'll link to it in case you want to read it, but you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for. You can buy like a whole box of noodles for nothing. I mean, of course, we deal with a significant level of inflation more so than when I was a child, and we would get the noodles every now and then. But even still, they're very cheap. You get what you pay for. That's why I keep on saying that. So it's interesting to me when studies come out about this because it's like, of course they're bad for you. Of course they are. But I mean, I don't know. I guess it maybe helps you to know exactly how bad they are for you. But the main thing is this, y'all. What we have to understand, and it's tough because, yeah, food prices are definitely higher than normal and whatnot. And organic foods that tend to be of higher quality tend to cost more, especially when you consider that a lot of junk food and stuff like that is cheaper because it's subsidized and all that kind of stuff. That stuff is always not cool. But the thing to understand is if you want to be healthy, if you want your health to be good, you have to invest in it. And the way that we invest in that, at least one way we invest in that, is by the quality of food that we put inside of us. Now, I like certain kind of junk food like any other person, but I try to minimize it because it's not a good investment in my temple, in my body. Okay. And so the thing, and I think the main issue is that a lot of times we're putting cheap fuel into our bodies, where we're putting it in our bodies most of the time. Now, if it really was every now and then, that would be one thing. But for a lot of us, it's not every now and then. It's like literally multiple times a day, and we just don't really understand the damage that we're doing. We don't understand it. We're just kind of like clueless as to how much is messing up our health. We just don't know. So I'm telling you, like, you have to invest in your body. And so like you can basically just count on you can pretty much look at the price of aisle food, the packaged food in the aisles. If it's ultra cheap, then you can pretty much guarantee it's bad for you. Take a look at the ingredients list to double check because I mean you can buy a bag of dried beans for like $1.50. Those aren't bad for you. Okay. But like you can buy a pack of noodles maybe for $1 or something like that, or like a pack of Kool-Aid, or I don't know, some crackers or candies and stuff like that. That stuff is not quality. That cheap stuff that's in the aisles, you don't need a study to help you to understand that it's bad for you. Just know that it is. When you go and you get all these potassium carbonates and TBHQ and disodium guanylate. I never even heard of that before. When you get into those things, science experiment. That's what you're dealing with. Okay. So just know you got to invest in your health. We already knew ramen noodles were bad for us. So don't enjoy them regularly. Don't That's not the kind of thing that you want to eat often. And this study is profiling women who were eating ramen noodles twice a day. And so there's probably more so like kids in school who are eating like college and stuff like that who eating lots and lots of ramen noodles. It's really unfortunate because like I often say on this channel, our younger years are our foundational years. They tend to set the stage for the later years in your life. It doesn't mean that all hope is lost when you get older, but you got to figure young people are still growing. When you're older, you're not growing anymore. But like young people are still they're still growing, developing, stuff like that, which means that the type of food that you put in is literally building your body up. It's like it's setting your foundation because your young years are the years where your body is still growing and developing, and you're getting the body that you are going to have. And so to build it off of ramen noodles and frozen pizza and soda and punch and all this kind of stuff, I just say that's why we're seeing a lot of health issues that we're seeing now. That's why we're seeing kids with diseases that we thought were more so for, in adulthood. And we're seeing younger people having heart attacks and strokes. You get what you pay for, y'all. I'm gonna let that be it. I hope y'all have a great day. I'll link to the study in case you want to like look into it more, but I didn't really want to go too much into the details of it because I kind of thought it was a little, we kind of already knew it, but anyhow, um, it is what it is. Y'all have a great day, okay? All right.